Hello, this is Shy Red Fox. I am doing a recording of and an overview of the new Anvil Image Manager. Hopefully, I can speak and not trip over my tongue too much today. So, anyway, I have asked everybody who ends up popping in that they will be that they request. I requested that they save questions for the end of the stream. There we go. Yes, I can do this. I should probably share my screen. There we go. For anybody who pops in. Alrighty, let's get into this. So the image manager looks quite different now. It's really, really different. But there's some pluses and some minuses. I think there's mostly pluses here. So I would like to be able to share with you guys what's new. So to get to the image manager, just click on the images just like you did before, but you see it doesn't go to a new reload of the page. It just swings out over the current page, so you don't have to leave your page. If you want to, you can create a new tab and have it in a separate tab if you're used to hopping back and forth between, but you don't have to if this style works for you. Just checking the VC text, make sure there wasn't a question there. So what has changed? Obviously, you can see the entire image now, which was a big deal for a lot of us because only being able to see part of the image, it was kind of hard to tell some of them apart and be able to tell exactly what the image was. So I absolutely love being able to see all of the images, the whole image at once. One of the new things you'll see when you see a list of images here is there's going to be load more. And you may have to load multiple times to be able to see all of the images that you're looking at. So right now I have all images selected, so it would take a long time, many iterations of the load more. But I wanted you to see how that worked. One of the other things that changed was that we don't have galleries anymore. Well, okay, we have galleries, but they aren't the main way we organize it. The better way to put it. We have folders. Everything in World Anvil now will be organized by folders. So images, variables, stat blocks, secrets, everything is going to be managed in folders, and they're incorporating all of this, which I absolutely love because when we had just galleries, we couldn't nest them. But now we can put houses in each of the houses and then have subfolders in each of the houses, which I am absolutely ecstatic about. So I'll give you a quick overview of what folders we have currently, because I just set up a basic structure. I'm sure it's going to change a little bit, but I wanted to set up the structure so that then librarians could create any substructure that they need for their houses. So I tried to put it like the current setup for our menu for our articles, where we have the basic lore and the houses and everything. So I did a folder for houses. I'm probably going to rename this non-lore, non-site image. I just couldn't think of a better way to rename it. And we have page covers because page covers are really common. So I put them as their own deal, even though they really are a site image. And there's a site images folder. There's a to sort folder because this is the stuff I didn't know what to do with yet, and I'm going to need help to sort. And then there's a world lore that isn't house specific. So, and under these, obviously we have the houses, and in each of the houses, then there's going to be a lore and history, members, NPCs of various, and then the house guards. I put a star in front of each of the houses so that they show up first, and then anything that's not houses specific, like house crest, house plates, and retired houses, those don't have a star in front so that they show up further down on the list. For the non-lore site image stuff, we have like correspondence tables, merch stuff, tutorials, World Anvil bug reports that we ended up with the images for. So just stuff that we just didn't know what to do with. So again, I'll find a better title for it, but there's a folder for that kind of stuff. Page covers, I did do them. I did sort them out because we have a ridiculous number of pages. So we're going to have a ridiculous number of page covers. I thought if somebody's looking for one to replace one, especially as we're replacing AI images, if we sort them out a little bit, it'll be easier to find stuff. So I have a folder for event stuff, for like the lit games covers will go in here. Unaffiliated covers. So Author Goddess was not affiliated with the house, so she gets her own. She gets put in unaffiliated. Then there's a cover for a folder for each of the houses for their covers, undead. Then there's world lore, and under world lore, this is again where each house can, or each librarian can decide what they need under here. So right now we have librarian stuff and SCM stuff because we had quite a few for those. Anything that has a lot of images, make a folder for, feel free to do that, okay? Again, I just set up a basic structure for us, and I expect our librarians to add as needed. I put a Z in front of retired house covers so that that shows up at the end. So we put a star for things we want at the front, a Z at the end for names we want to show at the end. One thing I think I was not terribly clear about, under each of the houses, let's look at melees. Again, we had the house guards, lore and history, members, NPCs, various. Under each of these members, NPCs, lore and history, various, the librarians should make our folders as they need them, okay? You guys, this is your space too, okay? So please organize it as you see fit, what best suits you. I just wanted a basic folder structure for each house, lore and history, members, NPCs, and various, so that we can find things if we need to help you out with an article. So under Malay's lore and history, the Badger Scouts had quite a few images, our government had quite a few images, and our locations had a number of images, so I made folders for those. And then I did for several of the Melee's members who had multiple images. NPCs, only Claudia had enough images to justify a folder. And then under Melee's various things that just didn't really go under lore, like our Badger Day, Badger images, ornaments that I was putting on our Melee's pages just to make it prettier and fill space. And then our recruitment posters. So just to kind of give you an idea of how you might want to organize your stuff. And again, as a librarian, you're going to need to organize it as it suits your house best. Please do so. All right. So look through the houses, page covers, site images. You guys probably won't deal with a lot of this, but if you need to, just kind of know that this is kind of a as we go setup. But right now I have a folder for all of our Discord emotes, event and results info. I'll have sorted as best I can by year. I'm still organizing this a little bit, but so for like 2025, I had April. I should have July at some point too. I will hunt down all the images for July and I'll make a folder for July. But I will organize the challenges and stuff. Result stream. Yeah, this is not all sorted yet, but I'm working at it. We're getting there. I'm only going to spend about half an hour on this each day until we can get it done because we all have a ton of stuff coming up in November. So, oh, what else might be interesting to you guys? Oh, okay. To sort. Now, this is, again, I said this was stuff I didn't know where it belonged. And y'all will have to help me figure this stuff out. Some of it I could probably figure out, but I ran out of time. So I just bashed stuff in here if I didn't know exactly what it was for. So flavor, I have no idea what flavor is for. And I think this image we can delete because it was by, yeah, Misade's. So I am actually going to delete it. Out of respecting their IP. We have a thing of hero forges that we will end up sorting through, and there's a ton of images in here because they just got stashed in here for anything that was a hero forge. Locations, page covers to sort. Summer camp and stuff. I have no idea why there's a summer camp folder. But anyway, it just, that stuff we're going to have to sort through and make sure that there's not AI in there. Well, world lore, I did my best to try to kind of follow what was in the menu. But there's alliances and treaties, awards. Now, awards are general awards. If there's a house-specific award, I may ask that gets put under your house stuff. But right now, I think we have some of the Lapin stuff in there. Book covers, branding, ink speak, which I should probably, I think this goes in Chiroptera. Anyway, if you guys see a folder that really is out of place, especially under the lore stuff, please move it. I'll show you guys how to do that in a little bit. Anyway, I'll let you guys kind of play around and explore in here in the folders. That's an overview of what we've got. Now, if you were used to the organization of what we had for galleries, Sable pointed out to me the other day that we can still access galleries. If you go up to the galleries button up here in the upper right, pause. Sorry, I had to pause for a second. Anyway, if you go up to the galleries button in the upper right and you know which gallery that the image used to be in, let's say we wanted to look at the rules slides, just click on it and it will open up and show you all of the images in there so that you can still find your images via the galleries. We are not deleting galleries yet. Galleries are meant to be a way to show a selection of images at one time. So I'll give you guys a real quick teaser here as to what those are. So this is a gallery of all the Kitsune Gumi members, the undead for 2025 so far, and you can just click through them, and this is a gallery. So if you're not used to galleries, this is what they are. There's an image code for them. You can click on the three dots menu and copy the BB code if you want to put a gallery into your article. So let's copy that and throw it into my test article. Oops, right here. I'll put it above the Kitsune Gumi card. And it's say carousel. That's a gallery carousel. And then we can make sure it's saved. I think it's saved. And go view it. And then you can just click through all of them. I made some code to be able to put the dots at the bottom of the page. If you guys need that, let me know. I will show you how it works. it just drove me crazy when I had dots above some of the text in our Kitsune Gumi cards because it was like right across the text. I was like, no. So anyway, if you need that, just let me know. You can pop through them through the buttons or through the arrows on the side and go back and forth to see them all. I think, I can't remember if it automatically goes through them or not. I don't think it does. Okay, that is galleries. We are not deleting galleries just yet until we know which ones we need, because I know we'll need the Kitsune Gumi one and a couple of them for lap and stuff. Sable gave me a list of what she needed, but we're not deleting them until everything is sorted and everybody's happy. And then we will delete them because I know a lot of people were used to the old system where we had the list and you can scoot through and look through all of them that we had that the galleries served as folders for us at that time. Okay, if you need to close out the image manager, just click the X there and it will take you back to your article that you were editing. I'm reloading it because I have it open in two places. I'm just going to close that quick. All right, so some things you might need to do. Uploading images. You used to only be able to upload one image at a time. Now you can upload multiple. So I'm going to create a folder here called test so I can just show you guys stuff. Alrighty, so I'm just going to upload 3 pictures right now. And you're just going to drag them into the image manager window and you'll get the upload image green notification that you can upload things into there. And you drag it, drop it, but you got to make sure that the green window shows up and then they will be put into the list of all images and unsorted. Okay, so I'm on all images right now. To sort them, just click, and when you get the little kind of duplicated thing by your cursor, just drag it into the folder you want. And make sure that you get the little green notification up in the right-hand corner. I'll do it again. That says it's been moved. Whoop. If it doesn't show the duplicated image, you don't have it ready to drag, okay? And move it into there, and then it says 1 image moved. I'll do one more. So it goes pretty fast, but there is just a little bit of a delay. You have to wait for it to show the duplicated image. It can only be in one folder. It can be in multiple galleries, I believe, but one folder, okay? To edit the information for your images, just click on the image and it will bring up a large view, and then you can tell it what folder you want it in by clicking right up in here. I'm going to actually put this back into unsorted so you can see it will say assign folder if it doesn't have a folder yet. You just click assign folder and click the folder that you want. You can also, that's the second way you can move images into folders. You can change the title. I usually take off the image extension, but please, 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 when you're adding images, give them titles you can search for. So if you're adding a character, make sure the character's name is in there. And then like if it's their portrait or if it's a cover for them or whatever, it really will help with the search later, which I will show you shortly. If you wish to add tags, you just click here and type in your tags as usual. Test image. And it will create tags. I don't have a specific set of guidelines for tags at this point in time because I don't think we've been using them very much. But if we start to use them more, we'll give you guys more guidance on how to use tags. Then you can add a description, alt text, which would be really lovely. We haven't been enforcing this, but it is really, really nice for the visually impaired to be able to type in just a little bit about what it is. So stable and shy with a lit card background text border of Royal Librarians. Then if you want a URL to it, so it will link to, if you click on the image instead of opening up to edit it or opening up, if you're just a reader and not an editor on the site, then it would open up information about the image. But if you put a link here, it will go to that link instead of doing those two things. Source, please fill out the artist's name. So Shy Red Fox created this one. If you want to include a URL for the artist's website, art title can help. What happens is when you put an image into an article and you hover over that, it will show the name, and then the art title will show underneath for the credits. We don't always show credits for certain things, but that's a CSS hack. If you guys need to know that, poke me. But otherwise, we really do try to give credit and show the art titles and stuff if they're needed. So that is that. The only thing I'm going to suggest here is, like, if I accidentally typed it wrong, you want to make sure that it says it's saved. If the image is not updated, it is not saved. So I'll do that again, just to make sure that the little green box says image updated down here in the bottom corner. Because if it's not, it is not saved, and you'll have to go back and do it. So one of the really cool benefits of the new image manager system is, now I just did this for one, I can copy my artist name and click the next image, and it gives me the next image wherever I'm at of the number of images that are loaded. If they're not loaded, it won't give them, but it will go through. You can cycle through all of them that are loaded and just update the information for each of these. I always take off the end, even for a test. I will take off the JPEG, because yeah, we can find that out down here in the bottom, and you see it says JPEG. What is its size? What are its dimensions? And when was it created? So I think actually when it's been added to World Anvil. But I did create these today too. So again, I'll just artist name, and then it should say updated. So all of these, oh, and it didn't assign the folder for test. So I don't know why. Every once in a while, it doesn't do that. If it double check, make sure everything is where you expect it to be. It's released. It's not perfect. It's pretty dang good, but there's still a few oddities. Okay, so I've showed you guys how to update the information. I will show you how to get the BB code for the images really quick here. Under the 3-dot menu, there is a copy image BB code, a copy image ID, so it's just the number if you need that for some reason, for like a URL, or a copy image URL. So if you need to reference it elsewhere, this is how to do it. But you're going to most often be copying the image BB code. Make sure it says it's been copied. For some reason, on some of the World Anvil editor themes, especially the light one, this looks like a white bar. If you hover over it, though, you will see a very faint clipboard to copy, and that's where it is. So we had one person who could not find it for the life of them because it was all white here and they couldn't see it. But when they hovered over it, they could see a very faint one that has been the developers know, and they are working on fixing that. If you wish to favorite an image, remember this is going to be favorited for all of us who are librarians, but you can favorite it, and then it will show up under the favorites list. And then to get out of the image information editor, you just click the X. Oh, I forgot. You can also, if you want to update the image, drag and drop into here and replace the image so that it, and this is not my image, I will be putting it back. I just wanted to show you how that works. It's really slick. I absolutely love this aspect. So for like headers that I'm updating, I don't have to go in and delete them. I can just replace them. Really, really easy. Drag and drop. Sweet. To exit this, you just click the X. Yes. What else do we need to copy or to deal with? Should you guys had to upload, edit the image information, how to copy. Oh, there's one more way to copy the BB code so you don't have to go into the image information editor. You can click on the three dots right here and copy the BB code right there. And you can also rename it, edit it, favorite it, add it to a gallery, and move it to a folder that way. As I said, we aren't dealing with tagging yet. I think I've covered pretty much everything and nobody's popped in to ask questions yet. So I'm going to end the recording and I'll try to get it uploaded here today. If you guys have questions beyond that, please poke me, tag me, okay, on Discord, and I will be happy to answer your questions. For librarians, feel free to ask that in the librarian question or the librarian conference channel. And if you're not a librarian, feel free to ask in the asking questions channel. That is what I have. I hope that you guys enjoy the new image manager. It took me a little bit to get used to it, but I've really come to like it overall. There's some changes, a little bit of frustration as I learned about the changes, but overall, I think it will speed up things for me. So, and I hope it will for you guys too. Anyway, thank you. And like I said, let me know if you have questions. Talk to you later.